Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Our guests today are leaders in joinery manufacture and shop fit outs throughout Australia. With projects for Boost Juice, Guzman and Gomez, and Aussie Home Loans, they are improving the aesthetics of the Australian retail industry. And today they're going to share with you the importance of understanding your client's vision. Would you please put your hands together and help us welcome to the Win Sales Now podcast, husband and wife duo, Anne-Marie and Claude Pintos.
Hello.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Now,
No problems.
We're lovers, we're business partners, we're parents, we're employers. Your lovers, your partners, your parents and employers. Please be honest. What are the best and the worst parts about working with your lover?
I guess the best thing is we travel in separate cars to work, so I don't have to wait for Anne-Marie to do her hair, which annoys me. She takes so long. So that's probably the best thing. Not sure about the worst thing. We're around each other all the time, so it's kind of hard to pick up the bad things.
I think we're too similar.
Yeah, I'm sure Anne-Marie will have more bad things to say about me than what I do about her. So,
Well, I'm scared because of what I know Ninny's going to say about me in a minute. So
yeah, exactly right.
I'll be ducking out in a minute. Anne-Marie, best and worst parts for
The
you?
best thing is I know exactly what he's doing all the time. So he can't come home and say, I had a hard day today, because I know what he's been doing or what he hasn't been doing. So it's shared all the time. So it just helps family life too. You know, we both are on the same page all the time, at work and at home. The worst part, I don't know, to be honest. Maybe sometimes it's always knowing everything that's going on. You can't shut off. But we've been together for 24 years this year. So we're just in sync with each other. So probably not too many bad things, to be honest.
Now, I'm going to have to ask the same question to my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Best and worst parts about working with me?
I think the best part will be, as you say, you know, we really kind of know each other, you know, as I said to Daniel the other day, I feel like I just see you all the damn time. All the damn time. Hours, like for the past 10 years, I feel like we never really like not seeing each other, you know, for a long period of time, which is at the same time I do enjoy it, because when he's away, he on the business trip, I miss him. But, you know, so, and I think that as a lover and a business partner, like, it's kind of like you are each other's good friends. Like, you know, you've
always got each other's back.
Yes. And I think that is really, really important. I don't think much about the worst part. I don't think that much. Maybe in some time we do have different point of view on the business. That will lead to a little bit disagreement. And at that moment, I'll be very pissed.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that's,
but you know what? I usually get my way. Because I pay the wages.
Same here.
I've got an Australian credit card, but I don't have a credit card in Taiwan or access to money. So I've still got to put my hand out. And if you have a look at my jeans, this is from I've been on my hands and knees begging for money.
I love it.
Claude feels your pain. Before he goes to shops, he says, is there money in the account? And I say, which one to use?
Or sometimes she swaps the accounts over or the money over, so then when I go to BPay, it comes up declined. And I get extremely embarrassed. I get extremely embarrassed. But anyway, and I think also the best things too is running a business. Some people do it without their partners, and you're not kind of sharing that journey and that adventure and building something like together.
The ups and the downs.
Yeah, you can fail together, you can build together, you can thrive, and it gives it a sense of satisfaction, I guess, because you are with your lifelong partner, and I think that's important. I know myself, I wouldn't feel the same coming home, building a successful business and not having that person to share it with, other than just explain today, oh, by the way, I just got a $2 million sale, you know, that's the difference. I think we kind of complement each other in that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We see a lot of people who have their own business, but they're very lonely in business.
Yes.
And for me, as much as I'm in my office strategizing for myself and my clients, I actually don't feel lonely, because my office looks out over to our laundry, and at 12 o'clock, I get my food passed through here. And if Ninny's out there doing washing, it's nice just to know somebody else is there. And sometimes I'll just call her in, and we'll celebrate a win. And it's a really nice thing.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things with business, and we know this in business, the long game of business is about customers for life. What mistakes do you see in the building industry, and what causes builders to lose customers quickly? What's some of the challenges that you're seeing in your industry?
I think how can I put it? They don't involve the client and take that client through that journey throughout the building process. So it kind of becomes more impersonal.
A transaction, I guess.
Yeah, it becomes more of a transaction. Where we're a little bit different. We offer that experience, and we offer that journey, and we offer that client involvement in what we do, because at the end of the day, it's their satisfaction, it's their business and their adventure, and I see a lot of exclusions with that.
I like that word. I like that word, adventure.
Yeah.
You know, some of the different ways we're building businesses today is we build them online with a website, which is a virtual shop front.
Yes.
And I have said to a web creator in the past, this is my vision. And they come back to me with something that looks totally different.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And the shock sets in. So I like what you're saying here. It's about that adventure and taking the client along in the adventure.
Yeah. Well, to a lot of them, it's a really big investment for them.
It's
and to try and exclude them, and I've been involved in projects from other companies, and they've gone, well, you only turn up when we've got handover. And it's kind of like, that's not right, because you want them involved, you want them engaged. And sometimes they get a kick. Well, a lot of the times they get a kick out of changing the color of the wall. You know, it's something for them. It's something more personal for them. And
well, it's their baby. It's their vision. So you need to show them what they can do, not what they can't do, I guess.
Yeah.
I think you might have been reading my mind, because I was thinking about the birth of my daughter. And it's quite a surprise when you see your child for the first time.
Yes.
Yes.
So we had the luxury of having these 4D scans, and we kind of knew what our daughter's face was going to look like.
Yeah.
So when the doctor presented my daughter, it was nice, because I'd been on that adventure and it just wasn't a shock.
Yeah.
But I remember it was only about 30 minutes later, after she was born, I was holding her, and my mother-in-law walks along through the hospital, and she comes along and she says to me, "Whose baby are you holding?" I'm the only white guy in the hospital.
Yeah.
And this is our baby in the hospital. What are you thinking? It's that adventure, and what's the end thing that you're going to get?
Yeah. And it's like their baby, you know, they've got this vision of what they want, of what they're doing. And as Claude said, a lot of the time it's a very big investment, and they want to enjoy that journey, and they want to be proud of what the end result is. And they're more proud when they're part of it, not just a shock handover. Here you go, this is what you've got.
We worked with
theirs.
We worked with a client years ago, and we're talking about goal setting. And he was setting goals from where he was today to where he wants to be in the future. And the future goal is he wanted to own towers of apartments, and all of this type of thing is possible. And I said, so you want to get this tower, what else do you want? He said, I'd love to have a Ferrari. And I said, well, when is this goal? And he said, it's probably about 25 to 30 years from now. And I said, and when you get that, how will you feel? He said, well, when I get the Ferrari and the tower, then I'm going to be happy. And I thought about it for a moment, and I looked at him and I said, Just out of curiosity, how are you going to feel between now and then if you're going to delay your happiness? And he looked at me and it was like I was from outer space. And what he had realized was that he was actually going to delay the happiness through the journey and only experience happiness at the destination.
Yeah.
And then he realized that he would have sacrificed all of his joy. And so he changed his goals and he talked about having joy and happiness and excitement and satisfaction along the way.
Yeah.
And then he got it that the journey was
Yes,
just
yes.
as important as the
Yes.
destination.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can see that with you in your customers.
And I think what we do well by involving them, just a recent fit out that we did for a coffee shop for a family, is that excitement of them bringing their family whilst the fit out is happening, and they're kind of role playing. So the kids are in the kitchen and they go, "Oh, Dad, Mum, I can do the chips and I can make the coffees," and they're basically role playing what it's going to feel and what it's going to look like before the shop opens, and that gives you we're a family orientated business, and that's how we treat our employees and our clients, and it's kind of satisfying to see that.
It becomes our journey too, to be honest. Where there's nothing more exciting than handing over a shop and seeing the excitement in their eyes of going, this is ours, this is what we've built, this is our future, because that's where it starts.
And it gives the clients a sense of a practice run as well, because they're role playing and they're imagining serving customers and what it's going to look like and how it's going to feel. They're not opening the doors for the first time and being afraid and scared. They're kind of pumped and already involved in it, you know. So that's what we get a buzz out of.
Wonderful. And for your industry and for the people who are aspiring to be in the building trade, what 2 or 3 pieces of advice could you give them to help them build relationships and win customers for life? What advice could you share with them?
Well, at C&A, we always, we like to know the person. It's not just about winning the job. It's never just about winning the job. It's about knowing who the job's for, what they want, who they are. And we like to meet, as we said, quite often we have children come into the office, husband and wife together. Sometimes my children are there. Our dog is part of the office. He has a human name, Trevor, but yeah, he's part of the office. Yeah. And it just makes people feel more comfortable because we want to know them and we want to know what they want. We're not just worried about the win, I guess. And people become loyal. They enjoy seeing in the interactions that Claude and myself have together, that we treat the team as a family. We call them the family, the C&A family. And it's just, Claude was talking about exclusion before. We're all about inclusion, and it's about making everyone feel included from the very beginning all the way to the end.
And I think they kind of see our natural selves. We're not made up, or
we're not fake.
We're not fake. We're not acting a certain way to try and land a job or to try and earn someone's trust. It's our natural self, and because they see all that stuff around us, they buy into it. And that's what we want.
Yeah, they see us as themselves. We're just like them. Yeah. We're families. We're humans. It's personalised.
Yeah,
and people want to come back to that because they feel part of the family.
Yeah,
I love what you've said there about the adventure and the journey, and I can just see how important it is as parents. Is for people to be able to role play. You know, our business happens in an office, but we see our children, as I think about it, they come in and role play. Yeah. They pretend to do podcasts.
Yeah.
Here and they call themselves the boss.
Yes.
They're pretending they're signing.
In that seat or that seat?
love to see. So how important it is that they can get in there and they're pretending to do the cooking. And one thing you mentioned there, that they didn't have that fear.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful, to live without fear.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because they get that practice run and they get comfortable in their shop. I guess it's kind of like buying a Ferrari for the very first time, an expensive Ferrari. Someone just gives it to you and you're kind of driving it out of the street for the first time. You're freaking out. But if you have a couple of test runs and you go into the showroom, you sit in there and the salesperson takes you through the journey. When you do get to drive it, you feel a sense of comfort, and that's how we see it, you know.
And and as Claude was saying, we include them. We don't just include them in that part. It's the whole part. Like if they don't like the color of something or the design of something, they can be part of that as well. Even if it's something that's designed by a designer, there's still room to move, because we have such a strong team that we've got experts. Like, we're so lucky that we have people that know products and joinery and fit outs so well, that if a customer doesn't like something, then they simply we change it and we fix it and we make them be part of that journey as well. So it's not just that testing it out at the end, it's making it their own from the very beginning.
I feel I already been sold by you two. So in the future, if we move back to Australia, and then please come to our place.
Done.
Awesome.
Well done. Well, before she signs the check, I better get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. A pleasure to talk to you about what you're doing. And for our followers and friends, please head over to cnajoinery.com.au. We will put the website link in the website in the feed below, and have a look at the good work. And you've probably seen some of the jobs that they're doing for people. Boost Juice, Gloria Jeans, Aussie Home Loan, Guzman and Gomez, all the top brands Claude and Anne-Marie are working with. So
thank you very much for having us.
Our pleasure, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.